Hi, so the tins are back, the shoulders are still working. This is another interesting one, which is often seen done with a bar. So if that helps you pretend you're holding a bar, that's great, but if it really doesn't, then that's fine too. So again, much like the overhead press, we want to keep those shoulders down and away from the ears. Chin tucked, breath in. As you breathe out, this is your upright row. So you lift and lower. So many common errors with this exercise. So one is lifting the shoulders up and down, which we don't want to do. All we're doing is moving the elbow, and as a result, our armpits open a bit. That's it. The wrist doesn't move, so I often see this. I see this kind of movement. So we want the elbows wide. Imagine you've got a wall in front and a wall behind, and you don't want to touch it at all. So you must lift the elbows to the sides. Another way I explain this to people is imagine that your elbows are like a puppet on strings. So you're pulling the strings up. If you were on strings and someone pulled strings above you, your elbows would lift first. And you just happen to be holding the tins or the weights at the same time. So lift and lower. Make sure the elbows are wide, not too far forward, not too far back. Side to side, not touching our imaginary wall in front and behind. So really it's all about elbow position and not lifting and lowering those shoulders. And it's a great exercise for the front of the shoulders and a little bit of the chest as well. So there we go, there's your upright row. You can take your time with it. You can slow it down because sometimes it can feel harder the slower we move. You can play around with it and do a couple of little pulses at the top, but again, making sure you're not shrugging your shoulders at the same time. Breathing out as you lift, in as you lower. And again, making sure, if you've got a mirror, that's great, because what you don't want is imbalance. So that is, you don't want to lift one high and one low. You want to lift both to the same height. And if you think, well, I can lift one properly and the other one for some reason doesn't go as high, then you match. We never promote imbalance. So you always go with the weaker side. When that's done, so is your stronger side. The weaker side will catch up one day. And that's your upright row.